it was an honor to meet Joyce. What happened to Joyce Watkins and her boyfriend, Charlie Dunn, is scary because it could happen to anyone. Hundreds of people have been convicted because of so-called forensic sciences that are later discredited. And as you will see in this case, it's an error that could take years or even a lifetime to correct.
My family is my life. My niece is my nephew. That's my life.
Late on the night of June 26, 1987, Joyce Watkins drove from her home in Tennessee to pick up her great niece, who had been staying with a relative in Kentucky for 2 months. Almost immediately, Watkins could tell something was wrong and took the child in the morning to the emergency room. The 4-year-old, seen here as she was transferred to Vanderbilt Medical Center in Nashville, was suffering from head and vaginal injuries and died a day later. Joyce, did it ever occur to you at that moment that you would be accused of her death?
No.
But they questioned you?
Yes. They asked me what happened to her. I told them I didn't know. I couldn't tell them something that I didn't know, because I don't know.
Despite evidence that the child had been injured while in Kentucky, Watkins and her boyfriend Charlie Dunn became suspects after an assistant medical examiner, visually observing the child's bruises, mistakenly determined that she had been injured during the 9 hours she was with the couple.
Everybody just got laser focused on Joyce and Charlie.
Jason Gitchner is a senior attorney with the Tennessee Innocence Project.
It didn't matter that they cooperated with the investigation, that they kept meeting with the police over and over again without a lawyer and saying, we didn't do this. Come take whatever evidence you want.
Watkins and Dunn were both convicted and sent to prison for life.
It took everything away from us. It took us from our families, him from his kids, took us from everything we worked for.
Over the years, they tried and failed to get their convictions overturned. In 2015, while still incarcerated, Charlie Dunn died of throat cancer. Later that year, after 27 years in prison, Watkins was released on parole. What was your mission at that point?
To prove our innocence.
Last summer, the Conviction Review Unit of the Davidson County District Attorney's Office released a report finding that the methods used by the medical examiner have been largely discredited and determined that Joyce Watkins and Charlie Dunn are actually innocent. When you heard at the hearing last December just how wrong her medical evidence was in 1987 and that it was the main evidence against you and Charlie, how did you feel about that?
Broken, real heartbroken. Because it's something that should have never happened. That was it when I was incarcerated.
It took 35 years and the unwavering faith of Joyce Watkins, now 74 years old. But in January of this year, the court finally got it right.
Ms. Watkins, this charge against you is dismissed. And to the family of Charlie Dunn, the charge against Charlie Dunn is dismissed.
It was a happy day. It was a happy day.